Hey guys, what's up? My name is Eric and I'm the Techy Agent, and I've had hands-on experience with a lot of smart scales and honestly haven't been that impressed, and that's why you don't see a lot of reviews here on my channel of smart scales. They tend to be expensive, they tend to be inaccurate, and they just don't really provide me an experience that's a whole lot better than me just being able to step on a standard scale and just log the weight on an app. And so this is the first time really that I would come to you guys and say I've got a smart scale that I actually am starting to use, and I would actually recommend it, and that's the Yunmai Smart Scale. And so this is a scale that I picked up on Amazon and have actually found that it's accurate, both in terms of collecting my weight and collecting my body fat percent. And it's also super affordable compared to a lot of the other smart scales that are on the market that are costing $100, $150 or more. And so stick with me through the intro and we'll get right into this review. Now, I had about given up on using a smart scale because my experience has been pretty poor even with the big name brands that have smart scales. But I saw this one on Amazon and it had over 1,000 reviews, and nearly every review was giving it glowing remarks. And not only that, the price point was $50 for the white scale, $46 for the blue scale, and if you want the pink one, you'll have to pay the premium of $60. But even still, that is a steal when it comes to smart scale pricing. You should expect to pay about that much just for a regular scale. Now, when I received it in the mail, it was really light. I mean, really light. And I thought, there's no way this thing is going to hold up. This is going to be just a flimsy, cheap plastic scale. I mean, it was about the same weight as a book. No kidding. And so I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and really test this out and see how strong it really is. And so I took a flying leap and stomped on it about as hard as I possibly could, and it worked fine. It has no problems, and I've been using it since then without any issues at all. Now, the white scale did leave some tread marks from my shoes on the scale. Those did wipe off with a like one of those magic eraser pads. So if you get the white version, make sure you take your shoes off first. But you know what? This scale impressed me. Even though it appeared to be a cheap plastic scale, I was super impressed. Now, there's a battery compartment on the bottom of the device where you just put in 4 batteries, and those should last you for, I'm guessing, just several months. I haven't had a chance to test it that long. The scale is also not really large. It comes in just over 10 inches in either direction, which means this would actually be a very portable scale that you could use while traveling because it's so light and it is kind of small. Now, this is a smart scale, so what that means is you can step on this and use it like a regular scale, and it will just automatically turn on the second that it detects weight. And you can step on it and it will give you your weight just like a normal scale. But if you turn on the application prior to stepping on the scale and you've set up a profile for yourself, as soon as you step on the scale, the information that it collects will instantly be paired with the application, and it will give you both your weight and your body fat content, as well as some other metrics that we'll cover here in a moment. Now, just because this scale is on the lower, cheaper end of smart scales doesn't mean that it doesn't have features. This does allow you to choose if you want to spit your weight back in either kilograms or pounds. This does allow you to set up user profiles and multiple user profiles, so you can add as many as you want. You can also set up a guest profile, and then in your profile you can edit it, and editing your height and your age and how active you are will tend to factor into their algorithm on what your body fat percent is, because athletes might have more weight in muscle, whereas someone who's not super active might be carrying more of their weight in fat. And I really like that the scale accommodates for that, because some scales just have a one-size-fits-all approach and they can be super inaccurate. This allows you to kind of calibrate the readings that it's giving you in terms of your body fat percent. Within the app, you can also set up reminders to weigh yourself if you're trying to be consistent about specific times when you're trying to weigh yourself, so that's a neat feature. Now, for what it's worth, I did take this and measure its accuracy against other scales that I've used that I've been proven to be accurate, as well as other calipers and body fat measuring tools that I have access to, and found that this is pretty accurate. It's spitting back numbers that are within a acceptable degree or or acceptable margin of error. So the readings that I've been getting on the scale have been showing that I weigh about 225 pounds and that I'm about 10 or 11% body fat. Now I'm actually probably closer to about 223 pounds and probably 13 or 14% body fat, but it's close enough for me to be able to measure and get some consistency and see if I'm improving on either my weight or body fat count. And so my goal ultimately is not to get a perfect weight or a perfect body fat count, but is to be able to have a tool that lets me know if I'm losing weight, if I'm losing body fat, or if I'm increasing, and I feel that this really does a good job with that. The app does a really good job laying out graphs and information in an easy, intuitive way, in a way that's helpful to me, that lets me know, what's going on with my body. And this has lots of different metrics that you can check out: your body fat, your muscle content, water, protein, visceral fat, all of that stuff. And so I highly recommend this scale. There's going to be a link in the description below where you can pick this up on Amazon.com for the best price possible. Hey guys, I hope this was helpful to you and you enjoyed this review, and if so, make sure you give this a thumbs up. My name is Eric and I'm the Techy Agent. We'll catch you next time.